Chris Broussard, Fox Sports, brought to you by Mercedes-Benz, the best or nothing. Hey, Broussard, have you ever seen Gladiator?
I was just about to say, if it makes you feel any better, Colin, no, I have not. And I was ashamed to admit it till I heard you say it. So now I can say I've never seen Gladiator.
And by the way, he's got beautiful...
But next time my wife and I are looking for a movie, I'm going to watch it.
All right. So Broussard's also got beautiful kids, and they're college kids and stuff. Broussard and I are busy raising the future of America.
You're right. I have no children. That's why I have time to watch the best films ever.
Okay. Listen.
I did see Remember the Titans, though.
All right. There you go. You got me beat on that. So, I said to start the show, we understand in the NFL now, if you can draft a wide receiver or a linebacker, just go get the wide receiver. If you're going to hire a coach, hire an offensive guy. Dak Prescott, overpay him. It's quarterback. In the NBA, we're getting to that point. Ja Morant, Trae Young, Luka, Dame, Steph. Brooklyn does so many things that don't win in the playoffs. Defense, chemistry issues. I'm watching this series, and I'm like, Chris Middleton looks so irrelevant. I mean, have we reached a point in the NBA, Chris? We just got to get over a lot of stuff that we used to think was important. You get guys who are great offensively, it washes over everything else.
Yes, you're right. And you talk to people around the league, and, everybody might not feel this way, but a significant number of people I've talked to feel like it's about offense now. And the fact, Colin, with the floor so spread, right? Everybody spreads the floor and offenses are out. That toughness and size aren't quite as important as they used to be. I'm not saying they have no significance, but it's not like it used to be. Now it's about skills. It's about, can you handle the basketball? Can you shoot the basketball? Can you create off the dribble? And what you're seeing in this Brooklyn-Milwaukee series is the immense difference in a skill level on these two teams.
Yeah.
Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving, because of their skills, are unstoppable, especially Durant because of his height. They're unstoppable. There's not one guy on Milwaukee that is unstoppable, as great as Giannis is, because he can't shoot from 3, from 18 feet, from the foul line. He's not unstoppable, and you're backing up. They're daring him to shoot the 3 or shoot the jumper, and if he can't get to the rim, he has trouble scoring. And you brought up Chris Middleton and Drew Holiday. I'll bring up Drew. The Bucks, people were throwing out big 3, just willy-nilly. The Bucks big 3. No, they don't have a big 3. They don't even have a big 2. All right? Big 3s and big 2s are guys that are going to the Hall of Fame. Drew Holiday and Chris Middleton are nice players. They're on again, off again all-stars. You better put a future Hall of Famer with Giannis and do it as soon as you can if you want to have a shot at winning the East anytime soon.
Yeah, let's shift to Giannis. So, they're trying. At some point, you said this years ago, your game is your game. Okay, your game's your game. And you're never going to make Kyrie Irving a great defensive player. Like, he's in his head, he's an offensive star. Your game's your game. And I look at Giannis, and they're trying to make him more of a shooter, right? Like, they got him shooting 4 threes a game. And it's like, they want him to be KD. And it's like, nah, he can't hit free throws. Like, we got to be honest with Giannis now. He's a very limited offensive player. And when you play him in a playoff series, Chris, so you see the same coaches, you can align a defense. He is becoming a regular season star and a postseason liability, or is that too harsh?
Yeah, I wouldn't say liability, but the expectation level is so high because he's a 2-time MVP. He's, an all-time great. That people start looking down at him. And this is what the Bucks have to worry about, and I'll get back to your question. As the pressure mounts on Giannis and he continues to go out in the postseason in the second round or second round, then he's going to start feeling the heat to win a championship. Same thing happened to LeBron James in Cleveland. I spoke to LeBron early in his career. I think he feels like us 3 plus Chris Healy could have won a championship with him early in his career. But as he began to lose year after year, he started feeling the heat, and he's losing the big 3s in Boston. Orlando had a great team with Dwight Howard. Then you start to feel the pressure to go elsewhere, and Giannis is only a couple years away from that if Milwaukee can't bring him what he needs. But there's a former great player who now works in the league. I wish I could give his name because it would give it even more credibility what I'm about to say. He has texted me and said Giannis is a 2. He's the second guy because you can't rely on him offensively. He doesn't have a shot he can go to get you a bucket. And when I think about number ones historically, Colin, I can't think of one that I couldn't go to get a bucket. Even if it was a big, a Shaq, an Olajuwon, a Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Yes, they played in the post and didn't shoot jumpers, but they played in the post and they could score down low or get fouled and hit free throws. Giannis doesn't play down low enough. So now what? He's a perimeter guy that can't shoot. And so they have to get like a Dwayne Wade was for LeBron. LeBron wasn't as limited, obviously, as Giannis, but a Dwayne Wade, a Kyrie Irving, like that for Giannis to really have a chance to get further in the playoffs.
So Chris Paul last night in the third quarter down 10 takes the game over. It's funny, Monty Williams not going to get Coach of the Year. Chris Paul can't get nominated for MVP. Somebody's got to get credit there because they weren't good before those guys got there. But it was interesting. I said this earlier. Chris Paul is the opposite of Westbrook. He's not flashy. He's not a stat monster. But he plays so smart, whereas Westbrook can play out of control. And Chris has a feel for the game Westbrook's never had. Chris, it is amazing to me that New Orleans, Oklahoma City, and Phoenix, he not only wins, he does what LeBron can't do. He wins instantly. Phoenix has a bunch of 23-year-olds. It's a condensed schedule, Chris, so this was a bad practice year. It was not a year for practice. You did not have an extra day. It wasn't a good film or practice year. Isn't it kind of amazing? I don't even know what his comp is. That in 7 months in Phoenix, and they won the first month he was there, what does Chris Paul do? LeBron doesn't create chemistry like this initially. What is it just raw intelligence?
I mean, LeBron obviously leads to immediate success too, but they do it in different ways, as you said. And look, I voted Monty Williams my Coach of the Year. I had Chris Paul third on my ballot, just for the record. All right, but Chris, this is a perfect situation where what it is, Colin, is he's so smart. He is a basketball genius. We throw that at LeBron, and that's true too. But Chris Paul is a basketball genius, and Phoenix is the perfect situation. Oklahoma was as well, but they didn't have the talent. Phoenix is a young team, so nobody, they're young. And a lot of these guys, remember, they grew up watching Chris Paul. So they know the legend. They know he is a future Hall of Famer and all-time great. So they're watching him. They admire him. So when he comes to the team, they're listening. They're all ears. Okay, then they've got the talent, DeAndre Ayton, Devin Booker, and then a few other guys. Booker has been in the league now several years and had all this individual success, put up big numbers, but never gets the love or the appreciation he should because they don't win. They haven't even made the playoffs. All of those things make the teammates listen to Chris. Now, where did he have issues? With the Clippers. They had a bunch of veterans, some who had won elsewhere.
Yeah.
And they weren't trying to hear Chris chirp, 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 right? And these guys are willing to listen to it offensively and defensively. He can call out the opponent's plays and things like that on the defensive end. So it's his intelligence, and this group is listening to him. They're all ears. They're not bothered by him, and that's why they're having success.
All right, game one tonight, Clippers, Utah. I'm going to take the Jazz tonight. I got to, they say styles make fights. I got to watch them play. I don't know who Utah has to stop Kawhi. I do like Utah in the game tonight. Your thoughts on the series and tonight?
Yeah, I like the Clippers in 7. I know that's saying a lot because that means they have to win in Utah in game 7. But I agree with you tonight. I think the Clippers are probably going to be emotionally spent after that series with Dallas. So I think, then they're going on the road. It's a little altitude up there too. Big crowd. So I give Utah the game tonight. It's going to be interesting because Utah moves the ball and shoots. They got one guy that can break down a defense, and that's Donovan Mitchell. So I think Mitchell is going to have to be big in the series and create opportunities for his teammates at the three-point line. But I like it's two totally different stylistically, two teams that are different that way. But I like the Clippers. I think, Colin, the Clippers are the best team remaining in the West. Now, that doesn't mean they definitely win it because I think these four are pretty close. But I think the Clippers have the best roster, and I think they're the only team left that can give Brooklyn some problems if they meet in the finals.
Well, yeah, they have some defensive guys that do match up pretty well with Brooklyn. Chris Broussard, who is also not seen Gladiator, and I am proud to say that